Right, so just downstream from here, there's a big tree that's fallen in, and we've got some chalk bottom on it, and it's cut out a massive bowl in the bottom of the riverbed. I can't see any chub, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be there. So I'm going to wade in here, have a little cast downstream, and just hold it steady just under that little hole. So we'll see what happens. Right, so we're at the end of June now, and chub fishing is well underway. And we've had a few hot days this week, and last night we had a bit of rain, and it's about 17 degrees today. It's overcast, a little bit of drizzle. This is actually really nice weather for chub fishing, and we're just on this shallow run here, and right at the end of it there's a nice deep hole, and I'm just letting that lure float down and just seeing if there's anything at home. I've had no touches yet, but hopefully there'll be a chub under there. I'm hoping as the day goes on and we find some fish, hopefully we'll be able to catch on some surface lures, but for now I'm just trying a little rattling hornet. It's just going a few inches under the surface. See if we can't tempt one of these chub. Right, so I'm going to take that little crank off, that little rattling hornet, shallow hornet, and I'm going to put a bug on, because I want to make a bit of a splash. We've got some slightly deeper water coming up, not much at the minute, but I want to make a bit of a splash, so it draws them fish up and they really notice it. Hopefully they'll hit it pretty much straight away, or have a short follow and then take it. So. Right, so I've seen a couple of chub, just under that bush over there. I've seen a couple of chub, they just literally came out and went back in again. It's not too deep, but I'm going to put a little bug on and hopefully we'll get a surface take. So I'm going to sneak into position, be really quiet and just have a quick cast under there, make a nice little plop, and hopefully I'll come straight to that plop and nail it. So wish me luck. Well, nothing came out that time. We'll just have another couple of casts. Oh, a bit too hard that one. Oh, there's fish following it. Oh, he come out after that. There's two of them there. Oh, it's following, it's following. Oh, it's a good fish actually. Go on, go on, go on. Super weary fish these are. I'm quite pressured here. It gets fished a lot, so. I think I've already spooked him, to be honest. Just try and get one right in there. That's the one. No, it's not following it that time. Right, so we just walked down to this shallow area. There's a lot of tree cover. So what we're going to do is just chuck the bug underneath these trees, and hopefully, I don't think there'll be anything massive here, but there should be some smaller chub, and see if we can get a bit of surface fun. So I'm just going to wade in a little bit and just chuck a bait under there. Hopefully, if I can get a cast under there low enough and miss them trees, a bit like that, and just see if we can get a surface take. Right, no luck in this swim, so we'll just walk up and try them bushes. Right, so just in a few little fish under there. They aren't massive, but I'm going to switch from the bug. They were sort of having a look at it, but they weren't interested in it, so I'm going to switch from that to a little tiny, in quite a natural colour. Just to see, that's the smallest lure I've got basically, just to see if I can tempt one of these little chublets. See if we can't get something for the camera. They're so spooky. Let's get right under that bush now. Right, that's a nice cast. Just try and ease that back, little pauses. Oh, there's a fish, there's a perch. Wasn't expecting that. That's a lovely little fish. He's only small, but it's nice that he's took it on the tiny. Oh, lure's just come out in the net. These perch in this river, there's not many of them, but they are absolutely stunning. But yeah, absolutely stunning little perch. Not very big, like I said, but such a nice colour in here because it's clear water. They go very dark. And I saw him come out and absolutely nail the little tiny. Brilliant fun. Right, let's get that out of the net and put him back. That's what I love about perch. They're so aggressive. They just come out and just get them in that flow a little bit and let them go. There you go. Now that might have ruined this swim, so we might have to rest it a little while. So the tiny is a great little lure for, it's very shallow diving, but it's great on these shallow runs. But equally, what I like to do with it is just work it along the surface. It looks, when you get it in there, and it just looks like a little bug. If you just literally don't retrieve it, but just twitch it along the surface, it's just like a bee or, you know, any type of bug that's fallen in the water, and just a little bit of ripple there, just a bit of twitching. And if the chub are about, they normally nail that. Right, so we've just come into this little hole. There's trees everywhere. It's so chubby, it's unreal. And just as we walked in, we've just seen one just move off the main flow into the snags. So instead of casting, I'm just going to stand here for a little bit, not move too much, and just watch, see if they can come out, see where they go, see what they're up to. And then in a few minutes we'll have a few casts and just scan the area. We've got a nice long cast down the bottom there, which looks like it should hold chub as well. And then we've got the fish that we saw, which was more up this end of the swim. So like I said, I'm not going to rush it, I'm just going to sit here. We've got some dogs jumping in the water over there, but I honestly don't think it puts them off. Like I said, we're just going to watch them, see what they do, and try and get the lure in the right place then. Right, I'm going to there's some nice bushes right down the bottom of the swim. I'm going to have a long cast down there. Let that, oh, might just snag then. Oh, we're free. And just literally let that drift and give it the odd little. And if I let that drift now, no, it's not going to really do it. So we'll just retrieve that, just twitch that along. See if anything's home. Yeah, fish on, there we go. Oh, he come up really slowly and took that. That's a nice chub as well. Oh, the old heart's going. Oh, he's pulling. Oh, that was awesome. Just seeing him come up and take that. I saw him come up a few inches behind the lure, and he just nailed that. So just in the top lip as well. It's a good fish. And he's ours. Brilliant. Look at that. On the bug. And that's what it's all about, these explosive takes. You know, we didn't see any fish down there, but it looks so chubby, it's unbelievable. You know, we've seen a few fish in here, we haven't seen nothing up there, and the lure was just being twitched back, and I saw this pale shape come up behind it, and you just got to, it's horrible, you've got to hold your nerve, keep it retrieving, and he come up and just nailed it. Yeah, perfectly hooked, lovely. And it's a good size as well. Right, so we've just had that chub, came up and nailed the little bug. Absolutely fantastic fight. It was a really good fish, to be fair, probably pushing pushing £4, maybe a little bit more. I'm just going to hold him up and show you now. And there we go. Look at that. Absolutely stunning summer chub. And we're just going to release him now. So when it comes to lure choice, I keep it really simple and break it into two different types of lures. The first lot of lures are going to be the ones I'm going to be fishing along the surface. So that's the Salmo bug and normally the Salmo tiny. Now you might think this tiny is a crankbait. Well, because it floats, you can just cast it on the top and just let it twitch along. So I treat it as a bit of both really. And with those, I'm trying to replicate any bugs, any slugs, things like that are falling off the trees, falling off the bushes and making a splash in the water. Secondly, I'm going to be using crankbaits and similar lures like that, like the butcher, the minnows and the little shallow hornets, and that's to replicate bait fish basically, so minnows, gudgeon, anything that's in the water small enough, little tiny dace, all the fry, all the bait fish that the chub are going to be feeding on. So that's how I determine the two different types of lures. And then rod wise, I'm using the Hornet Pro Finesse rod. Lovely little rod, soft enough tip not to bump anything, but loads of power in the blank to land a slightly bigger chub that we've been hooking. Match that with a little 1000 size reel, some £10 braid, and you're away you go. It's really simple fishing. So there's no pike in this river, and we've been spotting fish, so we know what we're fishing for. So in this case, I've just been fishing a fluorocarbon, a £10 fluorocarbon trace on there, which is fine for the chub. Just a little one, but well, I couldn't resist one more cast, and I saw a few fish under there, but unfortunately the smallest one out of the bunch has come out and had a little go, a little tiny chublet. But even though it's been a lovely morning, and we'll get him back. Right, last fish of the day, tiny little chub, but great fun on little lures and light rods, so we'll let him go back. There we go. Hopefully he'll grow up to be a big one.